Say hello to the future of mobile smart home security. With 2.8 millimeters of wide-angle clarity, a weatherproof enclosure, and range-stopping visor, this compact night vision camera is always watching, even when you're not. Introducing SmartyCam.
Okay, SmartyBot, I think that's enough. I guess old habits die hard. We have been looking for the perfect mobile smart home security camera for SmartyVan 2.0 for almost 2 years. I've tested bullet cameras, dome cameras, and specialty marine cameras. None of them weren't quite right. One of them cost over $500, and you won't believe what I found when I tested it. But the solution? It was right in front of me the whole time. This white label camera from AliExpress is the answer. Well, sort of. I found a way to fix everything that's wrong with it, and I'm calling it SmartyCam, a night vision weatherproof PoE IP camera that works with Home Assistant. Whew. Did it again. Well, if enough of you want one, I might actually make a run of these. Today we're looking at the cameras I've tested, why they failed, and how I solved the mobile smart home security camera problem. Oh, and there's something else, some news, but we'll get to that in a bit. First, what am I actually looking for in a mobile smart home security camera? These are my 9 requirements. It has to support network streaming, be powered over Ethernet, have a wide field of view, have automatic infrared night vision, be weatherproof, have flexible mounting options, a rain hood, be compact, and be durable. That's the checklist, and it's a pretty tall order, so is there anything out there that actually meets these requirements? Well, here are my search results. When you have real requirements, the field narrows fast. There are dome cameras, and they're the wrong geometry. The housings are big and designed for under eave or sidewall mounting, just not the right form factor for a roof rack. Then there are bullet cameras. It's the wrong hardware. These are designed for fixed residential installs, and the mounting hardware assumes the cable exits through a wall permanently. And the ball joints just aren't built for vibration. Then there's marine cameras. Now here's where it gets interesting. I found one I actually liked, a stainless housing that's corrosion resistant, built for boats and priced accordingly. I paid over $500, and the web UI almost identical to my white label camera. Same firmware platform, same chipset family. $500 for the same platform, and my camera is 5 megapixels, theirs is 4. To be fair, if you're on a saltwater boat, that stainless housing earns some of that premium, but we're not on a boat, and 7 unreturned emails from the company who made this? I don't think so. I could keep going, but I stopped, because when I saw that familiar web UI, something clicked. The guts I needed were already out there. I've been running them for 2 years. White label OEM cameras. Same platform sold under different names, or no name at all. Home Assistant loves them. They're PoE, small, and relatively inexpensive. But they fail my checklist in 3 ways. And all 3 are fixable. So if the guts are the same no matter what you spend, then the housing is the product. And that's exactly what I built. Here's what I realized. I've been running white label cameras in SmartyVan 1.0 for years, exposed to sun and weather on our roof rack. The camera guts, totally solid. So instead of continuing my search for a camera that does everything, what if I just fix the cameras I already have? Water getting in, that's a housing problem. Rain on the lens, that's a visor problem. Mounting, that's a hardware problem. That's not a camera problem, that's an engineering problem, and engineering problems I can work with. Here's why this camera makes such a good starting point. It's a 5 megapixel sensor with IR night vision, power over Ethernet, and it speaks ONVIF, the universal language of IP cameras. So it plays nice with Home Assistant, Frigate, Blue Iris, really any NVR. And the lens I've chosen is a 2.8 millimeter wide angle. That gives you about 93 degrees horizontal and around 106 degrees diagonal field of view. If you want to simulate SmartyCam's field of view, you can use the 0.5 ultra-wide lens on an iPhone. It's about 10 degrees wider than SmartyCam, but it's in the ballpark. So the camera isn't the problem, the housing is. Let's look at SmartyCam. Here's SmartyCam. It's not a new camera, it's more of a mod, a housing assembly designed to take this white label camera and fix everything that's wrong with it. First, the housing. I designed a 2-part enclosure that I had manufactured out of nylon 12, printed using MJF, multi-jet fusion. The parts grow from nylon powder, not a nozzle. There's no layer lines and no weak spots. But why does that matter? Well, PLA, the stuff many people 3D print at home, softens at around 60 degrees Celsius. PETG gets you to about 70, but a black roof rack sitting in the summer sun and you're nearly there. Nylon 12 handles continuous temps up to around 95 degrees Celsius, and unlike a desktop print, it's equally strong in every direction. This is not a hobby print, it's a proper enclosure. And it's finished with a professionally applied 10-year UV-resistant automotive paint, the same approach used on car parts. The first fix was to make it waterproof. These cameras are not inherently waterproof. Ask me how I know. The cable entry is the weak point. Water follows the cable right in. Step 1 is to apply UHMW tape, ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene, to create a tight fit and allow tiny drain channels for any moisture that wicks in. Step 2, the rear cable entry and the 2 parts of the enclosure are sealed with an industrial automotive adhesive, permanent and watertight. Is it IP67? Not officially, but I did put it in a fish tank. Don't try this at home. I mean, it's a camera in a fish tank, but still, it's sealed. It's going to handle whatever your adventure throws at it. Fix 2, rain on the lens. The visor extends above the lens and is shaped to create a gutter effect. Water sheds towards the bottom of the housing and drips away, instead of running straight across the glass. And as a bonus, it also cuts down on sun flare. Water can still hit the lens while you're driving or if it's coming in sideways, but the visor keeps raindrops from rolling over the front and parking on the lens. Fix number 3, mounting. SmartyCam features a 1-inch ball mount secured directly into the rear of the camera and the housing with Loctite, then sealed in permanently by the adhesive. It works with any 1-inch ram mount style hardware. Articulate around an awning or just dial in the perfect angle. Whatever your mounting challenge, there's probably already a ball mount solution. So here's the real question. Is this something you might be interested in? Here's what I'm thinking, and your input determines if this happens. If we make a run of these, it would come pre-assembled, camera seated, seam sealed, paint applied, ball mount locked in. You just plug it in, mount it, and add the included heat shrink to the RJ45 connector, and you're done. I'm not certain on price yet, but between the camera, housing, paint, and hardware at low quantities, you're easily looking at over $200. I'm not going to pretend that's cheap, but compare that to a $500 marine camera, same guts, company that never returns emails, and suddenly $200 looks all right. And the more we make, the better that gets, which is exactly why I'm asking. The camera link is in the description, no secrets, but if you want one ready to bolt to your rack and plug it in, that's what I'm working on. Before I commit to a run, I want real miles on these, real weather and real conditions. And to do that, Shar and I are heading back on the road. So, would you buy a SmartyCam? Drop a comment, that's the signal I need. In fact, jump in the comments right now, and while you do that, let me say a huge thank you to all SmartyVan members, especially our top tier Rhodes Scholars. Your support helps keep projects like this going. If you have thoughts about what SmartyCam should include, the Discord is another excellent place to share them. It's free, it's open, and the link is below. Now, let's see it on a van. One cable through the roof, into a PoE switch, and that's the whole install. Once it's on your network, you're not just watching video, you're managing a device. You can set in away mode, where the cameras are on and push notifications are activated. The stream feeds into Frigate, an open source NVR with AI object detection running in Home Assistant. That's a whole other video, but SmartyCam plugs right into that system the moment it hits your network. I'll link to the SmartyVan 2.0 network video below. I've been down this road for 2 years, and now you don't have to. And wherever that road takes us next, Shar and I will have SmartyCam along for the ride. While I work on SmartyCam, how about one more?